We're our own worst enemy. And it's sad. Our unity is our solution. But will we do that? No. Because, again, we've been taught to go against each other, the old against the young. We have no respect. They have no respect for the elders. I recall as a youngster in my teens, if we were on the bus and someone's mom or grandma got on the bus, we policed ourselves. Where did that come from? It came from the fact that that could be my mother or grandmother or my homeboy's mother or grandmother. I don't want you disrespecting my mom or grandma, so I'm not going to disrespect yours. As we came into the 80s, it became a thing of, I got mine, you get yours. Don't worry about the next man. The 80s was the me generation, decade, the 1980s. I wish we could go back to a time where we were segregated. Because when we were segregated, we looked out for each other because we were all we had. We're all we have today. But the way the media portrays it, that's not the case. There is no one coming to help black folk. We're trying to get our reparations. And again, maybe it's time for separation from everyone else. Okay. We're going to get into the third thing here. We got meritorious manumissions. We got the Willie Lynch letters. We're going to get into internalized racism momentarily. But maybe it's time to separate. Go back to what Malcolm X was talking about. Separate but equal. Give us time to perhaps build our own. And people want to say, well, black people can't build their own. Black people can't do this, and the third. Black Wall Street, period. ... We always had the capability of building our own. But when you come and burn it down and bomb it, kill the people who built it and created it, then we get down the road and you say, well, you niggas just can't seem to get it together. Every time we do, here comes your destruction, white people.
If you are a descendant of immigrants who have come to the United States since the 1960s, I want you to take a look at this picture and keep this in mind if you ever have the question, or if you hear others have the question about, well, my parents came to this country, my grandparents, my great-grandparents came to this country with nothing, not speaking English, not knowing anyone, and they were able to make a life for themselves. Why can't black Americans seem to do the same? So here's some homework for those of you who have that question, or if you hear others who have this question, take some time and look through Google to see what all of these things are. What is chattel slavery, specifically chattel slavery? You might have heard of Jim Crow. You probably haven't heard of black codes. You probably haven't heard of some major racial massacres against black folks in the United States and descendants of enslaved people. Maybe you have heard of redlining, but maybe you don't know about how the war on drugs is very much a racial issue. This is going to give anyone with these kinds of questions a really good sense as to just a sample of some of the things that black Americans have had to face in this country that is very specific to their racialized experience, that folks who are immigrants or children of immigrants, grandchildren of immigrants who have come since the 1960s, that we have not had to deal with and our parents and grandparents did not have to deal with.
They never did that to the Asians. They put them in the little concentration camps during the war, but they received reparations for that.